From ABC News, World News Saturday, here's Carol Simpson.
Good evening. Trade and jobs took center stage today as the presidential campaign heated up in America's industrial heartland. All three surviving Democrats were stumping for support in Michigan and Illinois, where unions are strong and the employment picture is weak. ABC's Jim Wooten looks ahead to next week's primaries.
Chicago's Mayor Daley asked the Democratic candidates not to march in the city's big St. Patrick's Day parade, so as to keep the spotlight on local politicians. So Paul Tsongas was in Michigan, and in Flint, he had to defend his vote in the Senate against making non-union scab workers illegal.
I understand that my position on strike replacement hurts me, but it's better policy. I'm going to give the American people a choice. I'm going to tell them the hard truth and make the hard choices.
It was a hard sell in the heart of union country, and Tsongas, who wasn't expecting a great show of labor support, didn't get one. But he did launch a tough new television ad this weekend.
Heard the latest?
What?
What has Bill Clinton got to hide that's really bad?
What now? The commercial not only attacks Clinton's record in Arkansas, but his credibility as well. Nevertheless, it was still a pretty good Saturday for the Southern governor.
I have had a wonderful campaign in the southern part of Illinois.
With Senator Harkin out of the race, some of the state's largest labor groups endorsed Clinton today, including the Chicago Teachers Union and the Illinois Federation of Teachers.
Jerry Brown!
And for Jerry Brown, a similarly successful day in Detroit. The leaders of one of the country's largest United Auto Workers locals, who would have backed Harkin, enthusiastically endorsed him. Brown was sufficiently exhilarated to break into song.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
What all this amounts to is this. Clinton seems fairly comfortable in Illinois. Brown seems to be coming on strong in Michigan, and Tsongas could be in trouble in both states. And if he is, the wheels may be coming off his campaign. Jim Wooten, ABC News, Chicago.
GOP challenger Pat Buchanan is campaigning in Michigan as well, but President Bush is not. He's resting up this weekend at Camp David. As White House correspondent Kathleen Delasky reports, the president's campaign style has taken on a predictable pattern.
Reporters are starting to call Air Force One Santa's sleigh because at almost every campaign stop, President Bush hands out presents. Yesterday in Detroit, it was goodies for ailing car makers. The president killed a plan that would have required new cars to have new emission devices.
As a result of our regulatory review, we have decided against such a rule.
Before the Florida primary, the candidate rode in with millions to restore the state's wetlands. In Oklahoma, it was help for the natural gas industry. And before that important first primary, New Hampshire, the Bush administration quickly organized a pilot program for small business. That one really made the Democrats angry.
A number of the senators from New England complained, and the governor from New Hampshire all but told them, you're just not in the right party.
Democrats call this presidential pork and say it's ironic that George Bush is on the campaign trail accusing them of the same thing. Last week, he said they are sacrificing national security for political security.
Some of these armchair strategists on Capitol Hill, folks who wouldn't know a tomcat from a tomahawk, are getting ready to right now to open the battle of the pork barrel.
The president's campaign advisors say what he's doing is not pork. Even so, some analysts call it unseemly.
It at least looks as if the president is pandering to localities just the way he complains that individual congressmen are pandering to their constituencies by spending money.
Presidents have been pulling out the goodie bag at re-election time for years. George Bush just seemed to do it sooner and more often than most. Now that he perceives the Buchanan threat behind him, he's expected to leave Santa's sleigh at home until the fall campaign. Kathleen Delasky, ABC News, the White House.
The American public's disapproval of Congress is at an all-time high. According to a Newsweek poll, 78% disapprove of the way Congress is handling its job. People are particularly upset about the congressional check-bouncing scandal. 8 in 10 of those polls say they are not likely to vote to re-elect their representative if they show up on the list of worst offenders. The poll clearly suggests that a lot of incumbents may be in trouble. We sent Tom Foreman to Boulder, Colorado to find out how much trouble one congressman is in for his check writing practices.
Far from the Washington Beltway, Boulder, Colorado is pretty liberal in its lifestyle and its politics.
Everybody's right, everybody's wrong.
But this weekend, few here are feeling liberal about the rubber check scandal.
I think it's pathetic and annoying.
At McGuckin Hardware, the names of bad check writers are posted right on the counter, and people are offended that Congress even considered not releasing the names of its check bouncers.
People do write bad checks, and they pay the price, but trying to cover it up, that just makes it that much worse.
They should be the examples, and they're getting to be examples of what not to do, you know.
At a local bank, much the same sentiment.
The thing that I don't like is that if they're going to overdraw their account, it sort of implies to me that that's what they're doing with the national budget.
This district's representative, Democrat David Skaggs, has admitted writing bad checks, but if national Republicans think this is a Democratic scandal alone, here the Republican county chairman says not a chance.
This is a national government problem. It's simply another example of a Congress which chooses not to live by the same rules that you and I have to live by.
So as congressmen head back to their districts across the nation in the next few days, hoping to explain away their role in the banking scandal, they may find voters a lot less receptive than they would hope. Because too many are angry, like Carol Greer, a single mother of 3.
I think they should go to jail just like we have to. I mean, they make more money than we do. And we get in trouble for it, so I think they should too.
She should know she is doing 90 days in the county jail for writing bad checks. Tom Foreman, ABC News, Boulder, Colorado.
The check scandal will be the topic tomorrow on This Week with David Brinkley. House Speaker Tom Foley and Minority Whip Newt Gingrich are among the guests. Coming up, the search continues for survivors of the earthquake in Turkey that's killed hundreds, perhaps thousands. And after 4 decades of publishing propaganda, Pravda prints its own obituary. And later in this broadcast, a new scientific study any mother could endorse. Eating broccoli helps prevent cancer.
World News Saturday, brought to you by ITT Corporation.
We built this business.
I hit the brakes. You know they're anti-lock brakes.
It was close, but we stopped in time.
Build this business.
Every year they plant new trees. Dad says they make good things from trees.
After my accident, they advanced my insurance benefits and built me a ramp and got me back on my feet.
We built this business to build your dreams.
Like to try Total?
Officially, I'm a Nutri-Grain man.
Hope you're hungry. Takes 4 bowls of Nutri-Grain to get the nutrition in 1 bowl of Total.
4 bowls?
1 bowl of Total has 100% of 12 vitamins and minerals.
The call goes to Total.
How am I supposed to fall asleep with this pain? I could take one of those nighttime pain relievers with a sleep ingredient, but all I really need is Advil. Advil is so effective, it relieves the pain, so I can get to sleep.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
American Red Cross officials say as many as 4,000 people may have been killed across eastern Turkey by a 30-second earthquake that hit the city of Erzincan last night. Today, rescue workers recovered hundreds of bodies from the rubble. U.S. military personnel stationed in southern Turkey have joined the rescue effort with relief teams and helicopters. In Ankara, Turkey's government declared a state of emergency. Barely 36 hours after it started, the ceasefire in the disputed East Asian enclave of Nagorno-Karabakh was shattered today. Azerbaijani forces fired missiles and shells on the capital, killing at least 1 Armenian militiaman. And in Moscow, one of the longest-lived symbols of Soviet communism fell victim to the free market today. The once mighty party newspaper Pravda published its last issue, unless it can make a highly unlikely deal with a longtime enemy. More from ABC's David Ensor.
It was once required reading for communist apparatchiks and Kremlin watchers, selling 13 million copies a day. One lady told us she will miss it, but most said they couldn't care less. Today's issue bitterly blamed the end of socialist subsidies. Market prices, it said, for ink, for paper, are killing Pravda.
Founded by Lenin in 1912, Pravda was the preeminent voice of world communism, telling Soviets when Lenin died, when Stalin died, when Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space. Pravda means truth in Russian, but Russians used to joke that there was no truth in Pravda. They and Western Kremlinologists had to wade through reams of turgid propaganda and outright lies to find real news.
So what the Soviet population learnt to do was to read between the lines, pick up the scraps of information that it could perceive between the lines, and piece together some portrait of reality from Pravda.
Columnist Thomas Kolesnichenko remembers when a friend of his once picked up the phone in the editor's office and got a nasty surprise.
No. This is Stalin. What is your name? He was near to die, said, is my name. If you will not bring me newspaper in 30 minutes, you will be under arrest.
The current editor of now independent Pravda hopes to find the money to get the paper back on the streets soon. It won't be easy in the economic chaos of Russia.
This newspaper fought capitalism for almost 80 years, but now its editor says only Western capital can save Pravda. David Ensor, ABC News, Moscow.
North Korea, for the first time today, agreed with South Korea to set up a timetable allowing inspections of suspected nuclear arms facilities. The agreement to hold mutual inspections on June 10th is viewed as a major step forward in the reconciliation of the two Koreas. When we come back, what really happens to people who shop till they drop?
Paradise surrounds me. There's no place like this on land. All my cares, they're behind me. The world's in my command.
One cruise line has been named best in passenger satisfaction 10 years in a row. Royal Caribbean, the grand resorts of the seven seas.
You make me feel so young.
Promise Extra Light Spread. Half the saturated fat and calories of margarine and a taste you'll enjoy with all your heart.
You make me feel so young.
Promise Extra Light. Get Heart Smart.
Nice try, Ginny. What's wrong? Oh, you have arthritis? Me too. It's hard to grip your racket, isn't it? Here, my doctor told me about this, Motrin IB. It's the same medicine as in prescription Motrin in non-prescription strength. It's great for minor arthritis pain. And one Motrin IB works as well as 2 regular aspirin. Try it. You'll have the Advantage Next set.
Motrin IB, the relief of Motrin in non-prescription strength.
I'm alive. Sonia Schofield.
For a free list of cars with airbags, see your Allstate agent.
To get rid of her gray, my wife can spend 40 minutes. But I discovered this 5-minute hair coloring.
The revolutionary discovery called Just for Men from the leader in men's hair coloring. Simply apply Just for Men and in 5 minutes shampoo out.
Gray is blended away. The look of my natural color is back in 5 minutes. That was me, and it won't fade or wash out.
My hair takes forever, but you look great in just 5 minutes.
The look of your natural color in just 5 minutes with Just for Men.
Stephen Brian Pennell this morning became the first person to be executed in the state of Delaware in more than 45 years. The 34-year-old Pennell, convicted of torturing and murdering 2 women hitchhikers, had asked courts to expedite his execution to spare his family further anguish. He died by lethal injection. Nearly 50,000 people turned out in Irving, Texas today to hear Willie Nelson and 50 other music stars in the 5th Farm Aid Benefit. The concert is expected to raise more than $1 million for food banks, assistance hotlines, and other service organizations in rural areas. For years, people have been kidded by others who say they were born to shop. Tammy Faye Baker said she used to go shopping to fight stress and help her nerves. Retail therapy, it's jokingly called. But as Ken Kashiwahara reports, for some people, shopping is no joking matter.
Marianne Semery suffers from an addiction and is getting a fix.
She is a compulsive shopper who buys things she doesn't need, doesn't use, and can't afford.
I just recently purchased these boots, which were over $100, and I can't even wear them yet because my legs are too fat.
Her house is littered with unused merchandise, not just one, but several of each item, most with the price tag still attached. She is several $1,000s in debt, but continues spending, she says, because it reduces depression.
I'm overweight, so I buy. And I think, well, the next person, they're thin and they're pretty and they can wear this, but I've got every color that this comes in, you know, and so it kind of makes up for my deficiencies.
Psychiatrists call it obsessive-compulsive disorder.
Accumulating or owning things provides a sense of security and increases their self-esteem, that they have something maybe that someone else doesn't have.
I'm Bob, and I'm a compulsive debtor.
The problem is growing. Across the country, Debtors Anonymous, whose members do not want to be identified, says its membership has doubled in the past 5 years.
I was about $80,000 in debt.
I became totally terrified that I was going to be put in jail because I couldn't pay my bills.
Like Alcoholics Anonymous, these addicts meet regularly to support each other, learning that self-esteem does not have to be measured by how much they spend.
I do not use credit cards, period.
The recession prompted this woman to join Debtors Anonymous. She says the breaking point came when her business suffered, her income declined, and her credit card debt kept rising.
I couldn't take the stress. I was trying to juggle it myself, and I said, this isn't working. You need to just tell the truth to yourself and say, get some help.
Marianne Semery knows she needs help too and plans to join a support group, hoping that by talking to others with the same problem, she too can learn to control her addiction and still feel good about herself. Ken Kashiwahara, ABC News, San Francisco.
Senator Edward Kennedy announced this evening that he will marry Washington attorney Victoria Reggie later this year. Reggie is 38 years old, has 2 children by a previous marriage, and is a longtime friend of the Kennedy family. Kennedy, who is 60, divorced his first wife, Joan, 10 years ago. In a moment, the Atlanta Braves basking in the glory of what almost was.
Can't believe he broke it at the company picnic.
Incredible. Our employee health plan covers him, right?
Not deductibles or co-payments.
So he has to lay out his own money.
Gaps in your health plan can be costly. Aflac can help. Aflac is a leader in supplemental insurance with 35 years of dependable service. Today, employees of over 80,000 companies count on Aflac for the peace of mind to get on with life.
Any ideas?
Yeah, Aflac.
Aflac, insuring over 35 million people worldwide.
Hey, is Tegrin shampoo on sale?
Nope, that's their new lower price.
But it's still just as tough on dandruff, right?
Sure, Tegrin doesn't do less, just cost less.
Sounds right to me.
Tegrin, the right dandruff shampoo at the right price.
I want to go see my granddaughter. Thank you, Jesus. Think about your daydreams, what you would do if you won $1 million out of the blue. Miracles can happen for you. Publishers Clearinghouse, the house where dreams come true.
The formula was developed by a surgeon, now from the makers of doctor-recommended Preparation H, new, soothing, alcohol-free Preparation H cleansing tissues. They clean and refresh after hemorrhoid attacks. New cleansing tissues from the makers of doctor-recommended Preparation H.
We built this business.
They came in with their big pumps and stopped the flooding. Saved my business. All I've worked for.
Built this business.
Our people really cared. It meant a lot to us.
They lent me the money. Without it, Debbie couldn't have started college.
We built this business to build your dreams.
Now let's go to Ray Gandolf in New York for a look at the Braves' new world, along with today's sports highlights. Ray?
Thank you, Carol. Well, the first big prep race for the Kentucky Derby was won today by a horse not yet entered in Kentucky. In the Florida Derby, Technology, making only the 5th start of his career, ran away under a good ride by Jerry Bailey, leaving the odds-on favorite Dance Floor well behind. In some college basketball semifinals in the ACC, Duke had 5 men in double figures. One of them was Grant Hill here in a romp over Georgia Tech. In the Big 8, third-ranked Kansas blew out Oklahoma by 18 points. Rex Walters had 21 for the Jayhawks. In the Big East, Syracuse, trailing all the way, beat Seton Hall in the final minute. The Miami Herald today revealed the names of 3 New York Mets accused of raping a woman a year ago in Florida. They are Dwight Gooden, Vince Coleman, and Darrell Boston. No charges have been filed. A police investigation continues. Success, they say, has many fathers, while failure is an orphan. Well, after years of failure, the Atlanta Braves had amazing success last year, and they are no longer orphans in their training camp. West Palm Beach, Florida, where for years the Atlanta Braves were as popular as the flu, figuring out a way to finish last in their division. Not this spring. The Braves are defending National League champions. They are selling out their exhibition games, and they have to tiptoe through the media.
There's a lot more people around the ballpark and a lot more cameras and everything, but you know, that comes along with winning, and as long as you guys are around, we know we're winning, so we love to see you.
To be honest with you, look at Atlanta the last couple of years, and they didn't have anybody in the ballpark, and to look up one day and can't find an empty seat, that was definitely a great turnaround for the city.
And to the first baseman on it, and that's it for Atlanta.
And how sweet it almost was. After beating Pittsburgh in the championship series, shutting out the Pirates 3 times, the Braves took the Minnesota Twins to the 7th game of the World Series before surrendering 1-0 in 10 innings.
The Twins are going to win the World Series. The Twins have won it.
That was hard to swallow.
It was disappointing, a little bit of a bitter taste, that type of thing. It was almost as if the whole season was a waste of time where we didn't win that, you know.
It hurt a little bit to lose that last ball game, and, you know, we were going after it pretty darn hard. But Atlanta threw a nice parade for the Atlanta Braves, and they expected about 200,000 people, and they got 750,000, and made us feel like winners, and that took a little bit of the sting out of it.
The sting is long gone now. The good memories remain. Ron Gant, who hit 32 homers and drove in 105 runs. Tom Glavine, who won 20 games and the Cy Young Award. Terry Pendleton, who won the batting title and was the most valuable player in the National League, and who kept the young guys on course.
This team surprised me last year because of the way they acted down the stretch. I mean, they were like a veteran club down the stretch. You didn't have to tell them much. You just turned them loose and told them to go get them.
They got the fans anyway. Season ticket sales are double last year's, and last year's attendance was more than double the year before. Going from the basement to the penthouse in 1 year has made happy campers of the Atlanta Braves. They even put up with us.
As long as we can get in our work, we can accommodate anybody. It's more fun to have the press here, believe me.
The Braves are having trouble playing 500 ball this spring. Maybe we should let them go about their business in peace. Carol?
Ray, thanks. When we come back, why research scientists are starting to sound like most parents at the dinner table.
Everybody needs some money sometime.
Only Western Union can get money to over 16,000 locations in minutes. Nobody else even comes close. Western Union, the fastest way to send money.
Why cook in oil, margarine, or butter? All-natural Pam adds only 1/10 the fat and calories and keeps food light and delicious. Pam Cooking Spray, because how you cook is as important as what you cook.
What do you smell?
I smell nothing. It's almost like you're working to breathe.
For fast relief, try Dristan 12-hour nasal spray. Now smell.
Orange, yeah. Tristan nasal spray. Worked very fast.
Tristan, the face of relief today. Dean Witter believed in listening.
Listen, not only to what our clients say, but what they mean. Each client has a level of comfort. Endeavor to find it. We measure success one investor at a time.
I'm David Brinkley. On our This Week program Sunday, this week's scandal, members of Congress bouncing checks, discussed by Tom Foley, Speaker of the House, and Newt Gingrich, Republican whip.
It was almost 2 years ago to the day that President Bush outlawed broccoli aboard Air Force One, angering farmers and nutritionists and parents everywhere when he explained why.
I do not like broccoli, and I haven't liked it since I was a little kid, and my mother made me eat it, and I'm President of the United States, and I'm not going to eat any more broccoli.
A new study out today indicates Mr. Bush is making a big mistake. ABC medical correspondent George Strait explains why.
Within this whirling mixture of green fluid may lie the answer to a question children have asked for years. Do I really have to eat my broccoli? Dr. Paul Talalay and his assistants at Johns Hopkins University say yes, because after more than 20 years of toil in this small laboratory, they think they have uncovered the secret to this maligned vegetable, sulforaphane. It's a natural chemical found in broccoli that seems to protect cells from getting cancer.
We have found a very potent and highly selective compound that behaves as if it should be an anti-carcinogen.
Repeated studies have shown that people who eat green vegetables like broccoli get fewer cancers. The newly discovered chemical seems to be the reason why.
The discovery has been published today in one of the nation's most prestigious scientific journals, so it is serious work, not some political gambit designed to embarrass the president, who still abhors broccoli. Although Dr. Talalay seems to think that broccoli could become an issue in this year's election.
The Democrats, of course, have not come out on this issue yet. Congress, for whom I voted, looks like a broccoli man to me.
While touring a medical devices factory in Michigan, the president brushed off suggestions that he should now change his position on broccoli.
President, any reaction to the new Johns Hopkins study about broccoli?
But challenger Pat Buchanan, seeing a potential opening, lashed out at the president's intransigence on broccoli.
Well, I think that should probably be about Article 4 in the impeachment of George Bush.
So, do we really have to eat our broccoli? Probably yes, unless you are in a position where it is difficult for people to tell you what to do. George Strait, ABC News, Washington.
I like broccoli. That's World News Saturday. I'm Carol Simpson. Good night.
From Washington, this has been World News Saturday.